It's now 9 a.m. and I think that means it's time to get started. We've got a bit of a jam-packed session ahead of us. So at 9 o'clock, let's get started. Let's get stuck right in and see how we go. If you've got questions along the way, if you've got a comment, if you've got a thought, just post it in the chat box and we'll pick it up as we go through the session. Welcome to the webinar, How to Conquer Your Toughest Goals in Just 20 Minutes a Day. How to conquer your most outrageous goals, your most fabulous goals, your scariest goals in just 20 minutes a day. If you've ever had a bold, courageous dream, together with the burning desire to turn it into reality, but you're sitting here now and your dream is just that, a dream. Or your dream is so massive that you have no idea where to get started. Or maybe your dream is a quick and easy one, but you've taken no action toward it. This is the webinar you've been waiting for. Now, I don't usually offer a compressed version of goal setting because goal achievement is literally life-changing. And to change lives through knowledge, crucial knowledge, takes a lot more than an hour. But because I see so many people just drifting through life, rather than purposefully steering their own path, I would rather share the high-level strategy in the hope of inspiring many into action and to start seeing a tribe of people actively chasing the lives they were destined for. We're together for about an hour this morning for some learning and for a Q&A session at the end. If you have a question or a comment, just pop it into the chat box and we'll try and get to it before we end the webinar. I'm seeing a few people saying no sound, and won't you just go ahead and refresh your browser? And usually when you click on refresh your browser, you'll get the updated program or coming through. So click on refresh, and if you're using any browser other than Chrome, you might want to switch across to Chrome to see if that gives you a better signal. But most of us are saying that we've got audio, and there is a video up on the screen. There's a picture up on the screen. You should see a slide. If you can see a slide, just pop a yes on the chat room so I know that most of you can see it. And those of you that don't have the picture or the voice, then please click on refresh or consider using Chrome, which is the preferred browser for Webinar Jam. Yes, it's the title slide only, and you can hear me. Thank you, Belinda. Thanks, Anne. Excellent. Let's get going. We're together for about an hour this morning for some learning and for a Q&A session at the end. If you have a question or a comment, just pop it into the chat box and we'll try and get to it before we end the webinar. You've probably got a crazy schedule awaiting you after the session, but you cannot afford to miss this. What I'm about to share with you could literally help you turn the rest of your life into the best of your life. So stick around and grab every bit of value that you possibly can. And if you do stick around, to say thank you for listening all the way to the end, I'll be sharing an awesome gift with you. A gift that I normally reserve just for my clients. A gift that will save you time and help you to work out your 20-minute-a-day goal achievement plan. If you want to claim your gift, stick around until the very end and I'll tell you how to access it. This is me, Usha Maharaj. I'm a chartered accountant and a brain-based coach. And before I left corporate 5 years ago to start my own business, I was a director in a Big 4 audit firm. My work now is focused on sparking a high-performance passion within individuals and creating a high-performance culture within SMEs. I do this through consulting, coaching, mentoring, and training programs. Over the past 5 years, I've worked with hundreds of individuals across all ages, backgrounds, status, gender, and education. And do you know something? Irrespective of all of these differences, there is one common thread that connects most of them. And that common thread is a sheer lack of life planning. You're in the room with me today, and I really want you to be present. I really want you to walk away having had an insight or committing to work on your personal life plans. So let's agree to keep the communication flowing. You can hear me and I want to hear you. Type your thoughts, comments, and questions as we go through this webinar, and we'll have a great session together today. So you're attending a webinar on how to conquer your goals in just 20 minutes a day. My first of many questions to you today is, what would you like to get out of this session? Pop a note in the chat box and tell me what you're expecting, what you're hoping to gain, what your goals are for the session, and let's see how many of those we can tick off before we get to the end of the webinar. Hi, Zainab from Tonga, North Coast. Great to have you on the webinar. You're in my side of the world. I'm from Pietermaritzburg. Vinod, please refresh your browser. For all of you having connection problems, there is going to be a recording of the webinar and the replay link will be sent out, and hopefully that's going to get you to listen, to be able to listen to the webinar and follow it a little bit later. But I see most of us are able to get in. Shabana, positive change of mindset. That's great. Belinda, managing time to get big things done. That's brilliant. Dion, how to get into steps and actions. Excellent. And I'm sure we are going to cover all of that today. Hanley, getting more focused. Excellent. If you're married, you will know how much of time is invested in planning a wedding. The marriage may last, but your wedding day comes and it is gone. If you've gone on a well-deserved vacation, then you can calculate the hours spent planning the day trips and travel routes, the meals and lodging, and the holiday comes and it is gone. If you've celebrated a big birthday or arranged a personal event, then you know how much of time you've spent planning that event, and the celebration comes and it is gone. To plan or not to plan, that is the question. Well, I'm eager to see what your answer is. Let's run a quick 10-second poll and get a sense from the room on what your answer to this important question is. The poll question is, if you've planned a wedding, a vacation, an event, or a major experience, would you say that 1, you planned every detail to absolute perfection, 2, you planned it just so it would happen, and 3, you outsourced the planning? And I'm going to close the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our poll results are quite interesting. 43% of you planned every detail to absolute perfection. And that's what we usually see when it comes to weddings and major life events. 51% of you planned it just so it would happen. So we got the bare minimum done and the event came along and it happened. It flowed and that's all we were interested in. And 6% of you outsourced the planning, obviously to somebody who loves to do the planning, and outsourcing is a great strategy when we can. So thanks for sharing your thoughts on that. But unlike a wedding, vacation, or party, the only thing that comes and stays with us until the very, very end is life. And what if I ask you, how do you plan in order to live your best life? In order to achieve the success you yearn for? In order to fulfill your deepest desires? In order to make every year of your life count? What would you say? Well, I'm interested in this question as well. Let's run another really quick 10-second poll so that we can get a gauge of what we're thinking about when we look at life goals. The poll question is, how do you plan your life? And your options are: 1, I am a meticulous life planner. I regularly plan and always act on everything. 2, I plan some stuff in my life and update those plans occasionally. 3, I know that goal setting and planning is important. I just never get around to doing it. And 4, I go with the flow. No planning, just living. And let's see how this poll comes along. I'm going to close the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 6% of you are meticulous life planners. Wow, that's totally impressive. But 6% is what we see out in reality, out in the world. If you expand that across an entire population, it's 6% or it's less who are meticulously planning every detail of their lives. 69% of you plan some stuff in your life and update those plans occasionally. 17% of you know that goal setting and planning is important, but you just never get around to doing it. And 9% of you go with the flow. No planning, just living. Thank you for your responses. Planning our lives comes down to setting and achieving a series of goals. There are many reasons why people don't actively set and track personal goals, but the most common recurring reason I've encountered is that most people just don't know how. They don't have a system that is simple, practical, and effective. And that's what I want to share with you today. A 7-step system for setting goals and achieving them in a matter of minutes each day, so that you can live the life that you were truly destined for. Step 1, aligning to your true self. Goals that are not from the heart and true to the real you are goals that are destined to fail. And even if you achieve those goals, the joy they will bring you will be superficial and short-lived. Setting goals starts with getting to know the real you. Know your strengths and areas of weakness, your likes and your dislikes, your personality profile and your natural energy, your mission, vision, and purpose in life, your highest values. Know yourself better than anyone ever could and align everything in your life to your true self. Setting goals without knowing your true self will inevitably lead to a strategic plan that is out of alignment with who you really are. And when we're out of alignment, it is impossible to get into your natural flow and rhythm. When we're out of alignment, that's when we feel like our life's not balanced. That's when the stress levels start to rise, the unhappiness levels start to arise. That's when we know, it triggers a knowing that we're out of alignment with who our true self is. This is the #1 reason for success or failure. So before moving any further in your goal setting process, the first step you want to complete is finding and aligning to your true self. As part of the Enshrine community, I believe that all of you have access to a complimentary contribution compass profiling tool. Can we get an indication in the chat box on whether or not you have completed your contribution compass profile? And if you've completed it, say yes and pop a comment with your profile name. And I'll tell you right now, I'm a catalyst. If you've completed your contribution compass, let us know in the chat box and tell us what your profile is. If you haven't completed your profile, then what I strongly suggest is that you get in touch with the Enshrine team and find out whether you're eligible for a contribution compass complimentary token, and also find out how to get it done. Rohan's a conductor, Deirdre, catalyst, custodian, Christelle. Hi guys, nice to see all of the different profiles that we've got in the room. Andrew, not yet. Get in touch with Enshrine, get it done. I can't tell you just how powerful the contribution compass profiling is once you understand the tool, and what a fabulous tool it is to improve your level of self-awareness. Landiwe, you've got to get it done. Richard, Jacob, get it done. The contribution compass profiling tool is a quick and effortless tool to your journey of self-awareness and in finding and aligning to your true self. There's also an amazing learning journey by Enshrine Learning Academy partner Belinda on the contribution compass. When you see the notice going out, go right ahead and register. This is a great way to go deeper into your self-awareness journey and to find out a lot more about the contribution compass. I've got a question for you. What one or two steps could you take in the next week as quickly as possible to really get to know yourself, to increase your level of self-awareness, to know your true self better than anybody else? Pop a note in the chat box and let all of us know what your ideas are. Lizanne, Custodian, Mamelo, definitely get your contribution compass done. We've got a champion here, Jeff, excellent. Gertrude, no, I have not. You've got to get the contribution compass done. So pop along your comments and let's see what one or two steps you could possibly take in order to increase your self-awareness in the next week. List my life values. Sailesh, that's absolutely brilliant. Knowing your true values is one of the best ways to get to know yourself better. Mirandi, you're a connector. We've got a conductor, Shanae. Melissa, meditate. Meditation's a brilliant way to connect with your deeper self. So that's a really great suggestion. Thanks for sharing that. Meditate and exercise. Meditate, list my passions. Slow down and reflect. Reflection's an absolute gem of a tool that you can use to improve your self-awareness. Know and understand my likes and dislikes. Mamelo, that's brilliant. Meditate, list my passions, exercise, absolutely brilliant. Thanks for sharing and look at the suggestions that are coming through. And if you haven't thought of one of those and it's going to work for you, jot it down and add it to your actions for the week ahead. Do some introspection and find my true passion, Zainab. That's a great one. Think about your goals as the gold that you're mining for. In order to end up with a few pieces of gold, you need to start by digging up all of the dirt or mining for it. Most goal-setting programs focus largely on your desires and dreams. This system's different in that it sets you up to address your challenges and overcome your barriers to success, giving you a strong base upon which to pursue your biggest dreams. The fact is, you're setting yourself up for failure if you embark on a goal achievement program without breaking down the barriers to your success and removing the challenges or obstacles in your path. If you've got a piece of paper in front of you, then follow along and write down everything that comes to mind. We're going to go through an example as we go through the different steps. So work the example for your own case and follow along with us as we do it on the screen as well. In this mining stage, you want to go ahead and create a long list of potential goal areas, which will include challenges, obstacles, dreams, desires, absolutely everything about yourself. And to help you do this, because it's something a lot of people struggle with, you'll start writing and you'll get to 10 items and you'll get stuck. So we can use a couple of questions to help you to get unstuck. Ask yourself these questions. What causes you the greatest frustration? What is holding you back? Where do you feel stuck? What do you dread the most? What have you been putting off? What do you hope to achieve in each area of your life? Be it health, relationships, career, business, financial, relaxation, education, spirituality. Write absolutely everything that comes to mind. You're aiming to create a long list, and when we say long list, shoot for 100 items on your piece of paper. We're aiming to create a long list of possible goal areas that you'd like to focus on in the year ahead or in the months ahead, in whatever period you're looking for. And if you look up on your screen, we've got some examples of possible goal areas. And we've got find work-life balance, get a raise or a promotion, get better at networking. And as the thoughts are flowing through your mind, just write them down exactly as they're popping up for you. Create or launch a product, start a speaking, coaching, or consulting business, write a book, exercise and lose weight, whatever the case might be, just write down every single thought that comes up for you. Rob would like to relax by a moving river with a cool beer. I love it. Absolutely love it, Rob. And that could certainly be on your goals list, but you'll achieve it very, very quickly. Refining. You have a long list. So now we want to know what next. While working on 100 goals in a year would be like trying to eat everything in a 100-dish buffet at one sitting. Possible, but it will probably make you really sick. The next step in the process is refining. If mining is digging up the dirt, then refining is getting the ore out of the earth. In order to do this, we need to streamline and prioritize all of the items on our long, long list of possible goal areas. Refining your list may be done as follows. And I must warn you, confession alert, I am a chartered accountant. Yes, I'm Coach Usha. Yes, I coach and mentor and help people develop and grow and get to the next level. But at the core of me, I'm still an accountant, and accountants love spreadsheets. So this goal setting program set up on a spreadsheet just because it's easy to sort and to mark your choices. So you can do it in writing and then do it manually, or you could do it in Excel or whatever suits you best. The accountant in me loves Excel, so you're going to see spreadsheets on your screen. Refining your list may be done as follows. The first column on this table, so the heading Challenges, Barriers to Success and Dreams, includes the list of items that you've mined. The next three columns, column H, S, and PG, is where the refining happens. H stands for, I'm happy with this. Yes, it's a dream or a challenge, but I've got this. I don't need to make it a goal area to work on it. So we go down the list and we looked at item 3. It says get better at networking, and it's marked as a H. And it's an H because, yes, I'm already working on this. I'm happy with this. I don't need to monitor myself taking steps toward it. I've got it covered. The next column, labeled S, stands for I have a structure in place. This is definitely a goal area, but it's something you're already working on. You're into the how. You know exactly how you're going to achieve it, and you're already on your way to achieving this either challenge, barrier, or dream. And an example there is I need to save a certain amount of money, and I've got an S because the savings process has already started, and you've got a bank account or an investment set up, and money is going automatically into that account every month. So you really don't need to set that as a goal area. It's running on the side. There's a structure in place. And the next column, PG, means this is a possible goal area. When you're looking at possible goal areas, they should be areas where you haven't figured out the how. So you know what you'd like to do, you just haven't figured out the how. But know in your heart that you want to achieve it. These are the items you mark as PG. An example, the first two, find work-life balance. You know that you really need to find work-life balance, you just don't know how. And it's important to you, so certainly that's a possible goal area, and it's marked as PG. The long list you started with is now getting shorter and shorter and closer to turning into inspiring goals. This may seem confusing at first, but once you work through the process for yourself, you'll find that it makes total sense, and it's pretty simple and straightforward to get done. And if you're starting to get a bit worried, don't. That gift I promised you will help you to complete this process pretty much painlessly. If refining is getting the ore out of the earth, then defining is smelting the ore to get pure gold. In this step, we will follow a process to bring together all like items and combine them to form powerful goal areas. For the step, look at the items that are left in the PG column and use the column labeled C to group like items together. Column C stands for combine. So we want to group all of the similar items into combined areas to create big, massive, outrageous goals that we want to chase. The first line on the table says find work-life balance. And if we cast our eye down toward the bottom of the table, we see another goal area which says be a better parent to my kids. Now, in my mind, it feels like these two areas for me are are pretty much in the same category, because when I find work-life balance, I'm going to have the time to spend to be a better parent to my kids. And when I'm a better parent to my kids, it's going to make me feel a lot happier, and I'll feel like I've got work-life balance. So those two feel like they belong into one category, and I've marked those category A. Other items which look like they belong together, if you look at create or launch a product, start a speaking, coaching, or consulting business, and increase business revenues, those are all business related and feel like there could be one goal area that I need to focus on. So I've combined those and labeled them goal area B in the combined column. Now go ahead and do this for your entire list, and keep grouping like items until all of the items on your PG list have a reference in column C. If you started out with a list of 100 items in your first column, you could now end up with just 7 to 12 areas in column C, or maybe even less. That's not as many to work with, but goal setting works best with fewer goals. We're aiming to get you down to 3 to 5 big goals. To get to these 3 to 5 goals, use the next column labeled rank to rank your top 3 to 5 goals in order of priority and desire to achieve them. Remember to think about everything you know about your true self, what you value most, what is most important to you, what your likes and dislikes are. What are your dreams and aspirations? What do you think your purpose is? What is your vision and mission for your life? And when you keep this in mind, it helps you to prioritize your list according to who you truly are, and not according to what society dictates. If society dictates that as a mom, you should be at home for your kids every single day, cooking supper, helping with homework, but your heart truly desires that you're able to take care of your family, but also run a successful business, then you need to realize that you shouldn't be conforming to society's version of who you should be, but rather conforming to your version of it. Because once you do that, you start working towards your goals with a lot more passion, and you start igniting a flame in you that's going to create happiness through all areas of your life. So focus on who you truly are and rank your goals in the order that's most important to you. And now, if you get to the stage and you've gone through all 100 items on your list, I think you deserve a huge pat on the back, because you're making great progress with your planning process, and we're about to get this refined a little bit more. We've got our initial combinations. We had find work-life balance in category A, and then category B was to do with the business. But when we went through the ranking process, we found that the business became a higher priority. It could well be that without the business in place, you're not going to be able to find the work-life balance that you're looking for. So that became a higher priority and got ranked 1 in terms of ranking of your goals and attacking them going forward. If defining is smelting ore into pure gold, shining is turning that gold into a piece of precious jewelry. Shining is the step that takes the plain old golds, gives it a name, and then makes that name so beautiful that you'll want to jump out of bed every morning to get it done. Let's look at an example. If we look at the group ranked number 1, it is all about business and revenue. The goal could be start my business, launch my first product, and increase my revenue. If you say this out loud to yourself, will it be enough to get you to jump out of bed every morning? Maybe, but maybe not. A shine goal is a goal that sounds exciting, a goal that is smart, specific, measurable, achievable, has a time frame, and stretches you to reach greater heights. It tells us what we're chasing, but doesn't talk to the how we're chasing it. A shine goal for goal number 1 could read something like this. Spring into summer with 10 new happy clients. says a lot. And as a daily mantra will surely add a spring into your step toward making it happen. Now it's your turn to give shining a try. Have a look at the points under goal number 2. The first is find work-life balance. And the second is be a better parent to my kids. So find work-life balance and be a better parent to my kids. What goal statement would inspire you to make this happen? So if these were your goal areas, what shining goal statement could you set to inspire you into action? Share your ideas in the chat box, and let's have a look at some shining examples that are coming through. For me, when it comes to work-life balance and being a better parent to my kids, I know when I was in corporate, the time that I had available to attend school events or to plan kids' birthday parties just was absolutely minimal. And being flat out busy in the corporate world didn't allow me the space that I needed to be the parent that I wanted to be to my little kids. And if years ago I was doing this goal setting process and I had find work-life balance and be a better parent to my kids on my list, my shining goal would probably have been something like have my kids' friends over for a play date every month, or happy family time out in the open. And that to me would mean making time to take the kids to the beach or out into the park, or just to have some quality time for them. Zainab, to set time on diary for quality family time, absolutely. Jeff, attract praise and acclaim for the things that I create, not just make the things. Absolutely. So when you're working on goals, when you shine them and you make them relevant to you and they sound exciting, they're going to get you to jump out of bed every morning and hungrily, passionately chase them down. Now we're at step 6, designing. And this is where the magic happens. Answer this question in the chat box. How do you eat an elephant? Paul, incorporate kids into my work life a bit more. Let them create headings or design something for dad to put up around the office. Paul, I love that. Andrew, time to study, find new career opportunities. That's brilliant. Melissa, I'm thinking of naming your goals as you would an ad campaign with calls to action. Absolutely, because a call to action will inspire you to a call to action. I love that. That's brilliant. So the question that I've put on the table now is, how do you eat an elephant? If any of you have eaten an elephant, one bite at a time in small portions, absolutely, one bite at a time. That's absolutely correct. As a new business owner looking to launch a new product, the goal statement, spring into summer with 10 happy new clients, could be rather daunting. Where exactly do you start? The designing phase helps to ease away all of that anxiety by building the bite-sized chunks of the elephant. And this will become your 20-minute magic plan. For each of your top-ranked goals, and there should only be 3 to 5 goals, make a list of all the strategies or major stepping stones toward that goal. So strategy is a major stepping stone toward a goal. Then for each strategy, list up to 10 action items that will help you to achieve that strategy. An action item is a baby step toward your goal, while the strategy is the big leap. Include timelines in your actions to help you to get it done. For example, for our goal, spring into summer with 10 happy new clients, your first strategy could be launch a new product within 2 months. And your actions for that strategy to come to life would be could be conduct market research on product X, identify possible suppliers to assist with product development, calculate the budget for the project, engage with the chosen suppliers, develop a go-to-market strategy. Those could be some of the actions. And then set aside a minimum of 20 minutes every single day to tick off your actions. Some actions may take more than a day to complete, but 20 minutes a day will get you a lot closer to completion than 0 minutes a day. And what you will notice is that as you gather momentum, you will become more focused on your goals, and this in turn will help you to achieve your goals quicker and more consistently. And the final step, accountability is the glue that ties commitment to results. This brings us to the final step in the system and probably the most important, assigning accountability. Without accountability, the likelihood of keeping at it just keeps dropping. Accountability is found in different ways. You could find an accountability partner in a friend. You could work with a coach. You could set up time in your diary and be accountable to yourself for ensuring you get things done. You could revisit your entire plan on a regular basis and celebrate the actions taken. Make a decision on how you are going to be accountable for achieving your goals and then start taking action. A lot of you have mentioned the goals that you're chasing. You've popped family goals in, you've popped relaxation of the beer on the side of a flowing river in. You've popped ideas into the chat box along the way. But before we draw this webinar to a conclusion, I'm really interested to know, what are the goals that you're chasing? What are the big areas in your life that you're looking to either achieve a dream, chase down a desire, fulfill a hunger, overcome a challenge, work through a barrier that's been holding you back? What are the goals that you're chasing for yourself in the year ahead, in the month ahead, in the weeks ahead, whatever the case might be? Pop those into the chat box so we can get an idea of the real people we've got in the room today. And while you're doing that and popping in the goal areas that you're chasing, answer another question for me. How would your life change if you achieved it? So you're working on a goal area, you've got something that you've got a desire that you're hungry to fulfill. How exactly would your life change if you achieved it? This is a hugely important question, because when you answer it for yourself, it brings to the fore, it makes it real. It tells you exactly why, it gives you the why, the purpose for chasing down this goal. It gives you the energy to wake up every morning and make it happen. Londiwe sell 20 properties by the end of March. And how would that change your life if you achieved it? I can pretty much imagine that. Ignis, start my own coaching and consulting business. New career that inspires me and others. Andrew, buying a house. Barbara, that's brilliant. Start my own farming business in a country where agriculture is so needed. I would have financial independence. Absolutely, Leonard. Thanks for sharing. Jeff, home improvement. Life would be more comfortable. Take pride in my home. That's brilliant. So keep them coming in. Type down your goals, but most importantly, why would you like to achieve it? The why is what drives the what and the how, and what ignites action and momentum for you in your personal life. The question at this stage should no longer be to plan or not to plan, but rather, when will you plan? And that right there is your entire 7-step system for setting goals and achieving your most outrageous, most scariest, most biggest goals within a short space of time, and by investing a mere 20 minutes a day. a daily discipline that's certainly worth inculcating so that you enable yourself to live your best life yet. If you've got a question or a comment, just pop it into the chat box and we'll pick it up before the webinar closes off. Before we close the session today, I want to introduce you to the Enshrine Learning Academy, a collaboration of highly skilled executive coaching specialists who are designing game-changing webinars and learning journeys aimed at personal, career, leadership, and corporate development. Congratulations to Enshrine for yet another market-leading initiative. I am sure you are as proud as I am to be associated with this brand. A pro tip for you: bookmark the Enshrine Learning Academy webpage now, as this is where you'll find a list of upcoming learning events. The March webinar by Anne is entitled How to Build the Highest Performing Cultures Through the Science of Motivation. Watch your mailbox for that announcement and be sure to make your booking promptly. Another event launching in March is Goal Ninja, where I will be walking alongside participants to go through all 7 stages of the goal setting process, plus there'll be some added bonuses that bring a whole bunch more sparkle to goal setting. All of this info will be listed on the Enshrine Learning Academy webpage in a week or so be sure to check it out. We're working on getting an event and booking calendar up on the website and hope to have that available for you in a few weeks. And once again, well done to the Enshrine team for making this happen. I did promise you a gift. I promised you a gift, but I'm actually going to give you 2. A link to download my Goal Achievement Planning workbook that will take you through the step-by-step process for setting your goals. Everything you need to complete your goal setting is in this workbook. And if you, like many others, would prefer to have a seasoned coach walk alongside you in setting up your strategic plan for the year ahead, then the Goal Ninja program is going to be right up your alley. Watch your mailbox for a coupon code with an exclusive discount on this online program. The class size for the program is limited. If you're interested, be sure to book your seat as soon as you receive the email. These gifts are available only to webinar registrants and only for a week while the replay is available. The replay link will be sent out on Thursday, together with how you can access these gifts. Watch your mailbox and be sure to take action. On that note, I want to give you a huge shout out for signing up and for showing up on this Enshrine Learning Academy webinar. I always go back and review my goals when I run a goal setting session. How can you not be excited about the possibilities that your life holds for you? I hope that you push yourself to great heights in 2019, and I look forward to seeing you on the next webinar. To close out the session, I have one final question for you. What word or phrase comes to mind when you think about goal setting? Write it down, reflect on it, use these insights to engage your mind toward action. Use these insights, use the word, use the phrase to remind you that you do need to go away and do something about the content that you've learned here today. Thank you once again. You've been fabulous attendees in the webinar. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for being a part of this webinar with the Enshrine Learning Academy and with me, Usha Maharaj. Until next time, goodbye.